swallowed star 416 ranking. Savage stood there silently, looking at Luo Feng's corpse on the ground. Luo Feng. Savage muttered, "My earlier plan was to defeat you and then commit suicide. And after go engage in the losers' circle matches. However, your power far exceeded my imagination and what I expected. Without unleashing my full strength, there was no way I could defeat you. Compared to the effects of the long training in the losers' circle, defeating you was more important. And with you risking it all, I couldn't defeat and spare you." Savage recapped the scene before, still shaken from it. This Luo Feng's reaction was too quick. According to his expectations, the moment he unleashed his true strength with both ground and space origin laws unleashed, just that instantaneous movement which produced a mirror image would make Luo Feng too shocked and distracted. Even if he used the golden rainbows to attack, Savage could easily dodge it. At this point, he would close their distance immediately and slash at Luo Feng, who wouldn't be able to resist and would be heavily damaged. And after that he would withdraw and commit suicide. Everything would have been very simple. However, in reality, it didn't go at all like how he had imagined. At the time he unleashed his powers, Luo Feng chose the least fatal attacking path, as the two golden blades that separated into 18 little blades and revolved around him. These 18 little blades shot out in all directions together, covering the surrounding space and immediately breaking his formation and movement. Simultaneously, he used two golden fish to attack. The battle of these two. In an instant, Luo Feng controlled these 18 little blades to swiftly reform the golden blades and attack from behind, returning one move after another. From the time I unleashed my strength till the end of the battle, it wasn't even 0.1 seconds. The dispersed golden blade actually broke my formation. Immediately using the soaring shuttle to attack and then using the reformed golden blades again to retaliate, and the timing was very precise. If he had hesitated for just a little, allowing me to use that space to attack, he would have been done for. To be able to think of everything within that short 0.1 seconds, but also execute everything perfectly. Calm and collected. Absolute calm. Savage looked at Luo Feng's body, filled with respect. "I could never achieve your level of calmness." Indeed. Luo Feng and his brother Luo Hua, the calmness was engraved deep within their bones. And on Earth, Luo Feng had experienced many life or death experiences, especially during the possession of the golden horned beast. He had already thought he would die. These experiences allowed Luo Feng to maintain his calm despite any dangers. And the bloodline of the golden horned beast affected him too, as the specialty of the golden horned beast was to slaughter coldly. Add on his big and second brother's mental state training. In terms of calmness, amongst the 100 or so geniuses that stepped through the gateway of the origin laws, Luo Feng was at the top. Actually, all three of them from Earth were exceptional in that sense. In terms of perfect harmony between man and nature and spirit, Luo Feng couldn't compare to his two older brothers. However, the absolute ice-cold calmness, along with the influence of the golden horned beast's bloodline, allowed him to measure up to the highest level of ancient studies and training from Earth, which were comprehended by Hong and Thunder God. Hong and Thunder God had purely studied the Chinese and Indian cultures to their highest levels. Even though Luo Feng was weaker within, he was still much stronger than any genius within the universe who hasn't trained his mental state at all. That, added on top of the bloodline of the golden horned beast, in terms of calm, he could compare to his brothers. Congratulations to Rong Jun. The loud and clear voice resounded throughout the arena, and thanks to Luo Feng, the two of them have delivered such an exciting match to our trillions of people within the Ganwu Universe country. This was definitely this time's Genius Match's most exciting match till now. However, there will always be a victor and a loser. This battle, Rongjun is the victor. Rongjun also receives a slot in our Ganwu Universe name list. He has the right to represent the Ganwu Universe country and competing against the geniuses from the other universe countries. Let us anticipate the matches Rongjun will be fighting in with the other geniuses from all over the universe, eventually grabbing even more honor. Rumble. The 1 billion spectators erupted in cheers, some cheering for Savage Rongjun while others still cheered for Madman Luo Feng. This match was definitely a lot more exciting than a lot had expected. When Luo Feng's strength was unleashed, many actually expected Luo Feng to be the victor. Who would have expected Rongjun to be so sick? To be able to actually produce a mirror image, and finally that final slash was even more brutal. Luo Feng was dead, while Rongjun was heavily injured. Virtual universe, Ganwu continent, within a large palace. Within one of the large palaces, close to 1,000 youths were gathered. All of them were looking up at the screen, and on it was the battle between Luo Feng and Rongjun, which had just ended. Amongst you all, some have already acquired a slot in the name list. Some are about to participate in their fourth match. Below the screen, a tall and sturdy, green-horned, single-eyed man roared softly, "You are our Ganwu Universe country's most exceptional of this generation. Many of you think you are really something. Look at this. Look at these two. All of you look carefully." Finishing up, the green-horned, single-eyed man walked out of the palace. Within the palace, a group of youths, men and women, all had complex expressions, pained expressions. Stronger than me, both of them are stronger than me. A handsome cat-eared youth shook his head. That madman, those two golden blades of his. I wouldn't be able to block it. Too strong. To actually be able to unleash two golden blades, I can barely even manage one. These two. That Luo Feng, I still have confidence to beat him. But that Rongjun, according to teacher's assessment, he has a comprehension of the origin laws, and that movement, that slash. An at least 8 m tall and sturdy wild giant youth muttered softly, shaking his head. Ganwu continent, floating island, within that huge construct. The blurry images of the thrones, the great and eternal undying, were all discussing the battle. How long has it been, in the history of our Ganwu Universe country genius duels, since such a level of battle was held? Prior to more than 300 genius competitions. Back then the Iron Head General was a star level 7, only his battle could match up to this. Right, over 300 genius competitions before. In the blink of an eye, close to 2 million years have passed. Haha. My match back then could barely compare to this one. 1.89 million years have passed since then, and I've already become an undying. However, back then my opponent wasn't weaker than me. It was a pity that when he became a domain lord, he went to the battlefield outside the starfield and died. A resounding voice infused with a metallic feeling boomed. The path of an undying is incomparably difficult. Amidst the way, it's filled with dangers. The number of geniuses that have fallen along the way is already countless. The fallen geniuses, many of them can only be deemed geniuses within a galaxy or a star field. And geniuses like Luo Feng and Rongjun, these two punks, this level of absolute geniuses, the chances of their death are much lower. True. If it were in the Gonwu secret area, these pinnacle geniuses would be incomparably respected, lowering their chances of death the most. However, if it were in the Virtual Universe Company, there are too many pinnacle geniuses there. Hence, the competition is intense and the elimination rate is even higher. The number of geniuses who die there compared to our secret area is much more. They require only the true absolute strong among the geniuses. This time, this Rong Jun will definitely rank at the top of our universe country. And becoming the top 1000 in the entire universe wouldn't be a problem either. As for whether he's able to make it as number 1 of the entire universe, I think the chances are extremely low. Instead, if it's top 10, there's still a possibility. Right. Rong Jun is definitely the number 1 in our Gonwu universe's geniuses. Luo Feng should be able to rank in the top 10. That Luo Feng punk was very calm. I really like him, that calmness. His chances of dying in the future are very low too. Luo Feng didn't know that this group of undying from the Gonwu universe were ranking him and Rong Jun by their strengths. He was still thinking of his previous battle. Nimble and flexible. Luo Feng's consciousness returned to reality within his Earth home study. My flexibility still isn't enough. A spirit reader controller stepping on a spirit weapon should originally attack from afar. The moment a fighter closes in, that's just suicide. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. As long as I'm nimble enough, making that Rong Jun unable to even touch me, at least I wouldn't be at a disadvantage immediately. Space origin laws, I haven't even touched the door. However, the long periods of training in absolute space, my instantaneous movement speed has increased too. Luo Feng thought, when I return, I have to find a flying spirit weapon that suits me best. As for the soaring shuttle, it's too dispersed, not concentrated enough. Reflecting on every battle, this was the habit ingrained into every student of the Dojo of Limits. Luo Feng reflected on the battle for over a half hour before entering the Virtual Universe Network. Virtual Universe Network, Black Dragon Mountain Island, 9-star Bay. 30, you've only returned now. Where did you go after the battle? Thunder God stood in the grass patch of Luo Feng's villa. He was waiting there along with an entire group including Su Xin and others there. Daddy, you were too powerful. Little Hai and Ping Ping rushed over to hug Luo Feng. Big brother, that was a beautiful match. Luo Hua revealed a happy expression. Right now the entire Gonwu universe country has been shaken. Countless people are debating about you. You can go into the Virtual Universe Company's page and take a look. Many people are leaving messages, saying you and Rong Jun definitely belong to our universe country's strongest geniuses. Outside's gone crazy. Su Gang nodded and sighed. Brother-in-law, you lost the match, but the entire Black Dragon Mountain Island won an incomparably exciting bustle. Indeed. Actually, many people from the universe couldn't even understand the little details of the battle between Luo Feng and Rong Jun. However, once the battle ended, Rong Jun was already deemed unanimously by a large amount of sector lords, and even undyings as Gonwu Universe Country's number 1. Not only that, he was also considered to be the strongest out of hundreds of geniuses competitions before. Number 1 out of hundreds of competitions before? This match was naturally roaring like a raging flame. Rong Jun and Luo Feng's reputation immediately soared. Where's Big Brother? Luo Feng asked curiously. Big Brother and Luo are in his house. Thunder God pointed at Hong's house. About 10 minutes after your battle, The founder of the Three-Axe Mountain named the Time Sector Lord Luo came. Time Sector Lord? And Big Brother? Luo Feng couldn't help but feel nervous. Within the living room of Hong's house, the old man with a head full of white sat opposite Hong. You don't regret it? Luo looked at Hong. Following me means you won't be able to return for 20,000 years. Hong nodded lightly. His eyes were calm, without any hesitation.